Hello, good evening. A warm welcome to everyone. So, how was your day today? I hope it was a good day for all of you. And yesterday we ended our session with a small experiment, with a small exercise. How many of you have attempted it? Can you please raise your hand? How many of you tried? See, there's one way I have to tell you that. See, after I unmute here, you will also have to unmute there to be able to speak. So that is how it works. Just me unmuting will not help. So I have unmuted everyone. So just one or two can share their experience. How many of you experimented with the thought, I'm a peaceful being, whole of today? Anyone want to share their experience?
Sorry, ma'am, I was not there.
Okay.
My name is Prashant. I joined today.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. Those who were there yesterday?
Yeah,
those
they can
of you,
share. Would be better.
I have unmuted everyone. If you have to speak, you have to unmute from your end and then speak. And once you finish speaking, again, kindly mute yourself. I hope this is not very difficult. Okay. I request Sudha Veer, Mrs. Sudha Veer, if you are there online, if you would like to share, or anyone. See, I would always see there are many limitations of doing things online. See, learning can happen two ways. One is active learning, second is passive learning. So I always love group courses rather than one-to-one courses because the group learning is higher than an individual learning. Just because each one shares their experience and enriches the group experience. So it's always a good idea to participate actively. Share your, it need not be a big experience, even a small comment is also enough, because it will give an insight into how you're able to understand. So I always suggest you share your feelings, you share your comments, you share your questions. So this way the learning is better for all of us. Yes?
Hello, I'm not hearing.
Somebody has put their TV on high volume. They should reduce that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir, this is Rajni. Actually, that when we start doing I'm a peaceful soul, this is, it is a just beginning for us. It may take a few more days to get used and we feel and all those things. So that it will take some time to share. That's what my feeling.
Good, you have attempted.
Yeah,
that's a good start.
And also, just when I start doing meditation, so actually my mind is going like very, very fast. So sometimes I try with some commentary. That time I was fine. I mean, when I want to do myself, but I'll do very fast, even though meditation, visualization, affirmation, all those things. So I'm not very sure. Maybe it will take some time to.
This is very common. This is very, very, very common. This is nothing new, what you said. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. So In the interest of time, it's already 6:39. I'm just muting everyone and let's go ahead. See, it is very normal that when you start in the beginning to meditate, it is not easy, because every practice, every exercise needs practice, every skill needs practice. When you're a small kid, when you were learning to write A and B, or I'm sure none of us could write A perfectly on the first day. After several attempts, we could do it. It is true with any skill. The more you practice, the more you time you give, you master it. Same as meditation. We are never used to focusing inwards. All our lives, from our birth till today, I'm sure 99% of them never attempted to focus on their inner self. We were always, all our education was external driven. We were always, as babies also, we were always trying to explore. As a small kid, we were trying to touch objects, taste objects. That was how our way of learning was, by exploring outside. But meditation is a very different subject where you explore inside. So definitely it needs time and practice. Okay. So today let us start. See, if somebody wants to say something, it is also okay to chat. You can also chat below if you can do it. So that's also, because I'm going to ask few questions in this, because as I said, I always prefer interactive way, because only when you think about it and analyze it, when you participate it, learning is better. Otherwise, the lecture format, just it is a one way, then it's, I consider that to be a little passive. So being an online thing, I try to make it as much as possible interactive. So today is the day 2. It is the introduction to the Supreme and the 3 worlds. These are very important aspects to understand in meditation, because yesterday I was describing that meditation definitely needs affirmation, definitely it needs visualization, and also it needs connection. So one is connecting with the self, and second is connecting with the Supreme. So even before we go towards Supreme, let us look into this aspect of 3 worlds. So before that, let's start with one small experiment exercise. If you were asked to describe the world we live in today, randomly, what are the words which come to your mind? Just close your eyes for a minute. Just imagine how is the world around you today, and how would you describe it? Somebody said chaotic and hasty, yes. And one more person said very fast, very noisy, true. Yes. And it's chaotic, it's polluted, yes. A lot of pollution at different levels. There is sound pollution, it is fast paced, yes. It is Kalyug. Very apt. It is definitely Kalyug, no doubt about it. So we have lots of words to describe the world today. See, this is all pertaining to this physical world. Somebody said it is very fearful and insecure. Very true. Very true. You have to be very cautious to go out in the late hours. It has become so frightening, so fearful. Fully agree. So, this is what we're describing the world today. But this is a physical dimension of the world we are looking at. But in Rajyoga, we also look at another dimension, which is beyond a physical dimension. That helps very much in the process of visualization and meditation. See, the physical world is chaotic, it has sound, it is polluted, it is ever changing, constantly changing. Change is one thing you can use to describe the world, physical world. It's always changing. If you use it, you don't use it, still it changes. Suppose I have a paper, white piece of paper, I put it in the cupboard, it's fresh paper, not used, and somebody opens it after 100 years. Would it remain like that, how I put it? It would definitely not remain like that. Its color must have changed, its texture must have changed, lots of changes. So, I think we're constantly getting a lot of chats. Yeah. So, definitely there are a lot of changes in the physical world. But now we're looking at some other dimensions which have no change. Could you ever imagine such a dimension exists where change is not there? It's very hard to imagine, right? Because we're so used to being in the physical world, which is always changing. Every second there's a change. Our bodies itself are constantly changing. We are not the same the day we are born. Continuously it's changing. The whole world is changing. But now we are going to look at some other dimensions which are beyond this physical dimension. There are many words which are used by different people. Some call it astral plane, some call it subtle region, some call it higher planes. So, so let us look at this plane where which is beyond the physical world. As you can see it, you see earth below and the blue region, that is all the physical dimension which is subject to constant motion, constant change and all that. Above that is a subtle region. It's a higher dimension of existence. See, because yesterday we discussed that soul is not a physical being, it's a metaphysical being. That metaphysical being has actually come from a different dimension. Now, what you see, the red golden light there, it is called the land of nirvana. There are many names. I'm going to come up with a few of the names. What is explained in Brahma Kumaris, it is called Paramdam, the highest abode on the golden red light, what you see there. It's the highest abode. It's a sweet silence home. It is called Nirvan Dham. It is called Paramdham, Shantidham, Muktidham, many names like that. So, what are the features of that world? That world is an unchanging world. It is not made up of these 5 elements. This physical world is made up of 5 elements basically: air, water, earth, fire, and vacuum or ether. But this is a different dimension which is made up of the sixth element, which is a subtle golden red light. It is not the light which comes from the sun. It is inherently golden, physical. It's a sea of golden light. So the beauty of this world is it is permanent. It never changes. So what is the benefit of understanding this? See, in meditation, if we focus our mind on such a region which is constant, which is totally peaceful, we also start to experience that peace. Because in the physical world, you can't focus on anything, one thing, because nothing is permanent. But this one is constant. It is the world beyond sound. It is peaceful, and it is a place from where the soul comes. That is a home of the soul. This body is our costume, like a dress. We change this dress, we take another dress. Today I have a female costume, I could change it next birth, I could get a different one, right? But where does the soul start its journey? The soul starts its journey from this place called Paramdham. That is our real home. This world is described by so many words, the current world: chaotic, fast-paced, polluted, fearful, insecure, so many things. It's Kali Yuga. It is frightening. I get tensed in this place. So many things, full of tensions, worries. This is the current world where we are. And this is a world above this, beyond this, which is constant in its nature, which is a land of peace. This is my original home from where I started my journey. That is called Soul World. One of the names is also called Soul World. That is from where we started our journey. So let us use this in meditation right away. I request everyone to sit comfortably. Sit back, relaxed, comfortable. You're free either to close your eyes, open your eyes, it's up to you. Sit comfortably, relax your legs, your feet, your hands, your back, your neck. Keep all the muscles easy, loose. Make yourself comfortable. And now let us focus our thoughts in the center of my forehead. I'm a tiny point of shining star residing in the center of my forehead. It's a tiny living energy. It's a living being called the soul. Mind, intellect, and sanskar are my three faculties or abilities of the soul. I'm a soul which is different from this body. My original nature is peace. My original nature is love. My original nature is to be happy. My original nature is to be powerful. Wisdom, true wisdom, is also my original nature. Bliss, and joy are also my original qualities. Now I have understood my true home, from where I have come. That is a land of peace. It is called Paramdham, the soul world, the sweet silence world. Now I imagine flying to the dimension of peace. It is just one thought away. I imagine and I'm there. I think of it, I'm there. I see myself as a point of light in the infinite space of golden red light. I feel totally enveloped in peace. This total silence in that world. I feel so energized, so happy to return back to my original home, to which I belong to. I enjoy these moments of peace. Waves of peace are penetrating through my soul. Now I slowly return back to this physical world, to my costume, and still carry around these vibrations of peace. Okay, so could you all feel those vibrations of peace, that energy of peace? Yes? Yes. Okay, so now, from now on, after understanding this concept, whenever you sit for meditation, whenever you sit for meditation, please try and visualize that you're a point of light sitting in Paramdham. It is much easier to experience the peace this way. So this is one very important concept. And next we move on to the most important yet controversial topic on the whole world, in the whole world. That is the concept of God. See, God is one concept which we made it very personal, right? We all have our own theories around it. Each religion is comfortable with its own ideas about it. See, if you make a questionnaire about God, who God is, if you want to take a survey about who is God, you go to different country and take survey, the same questionnaire. you will get 100% opposite answers. So God is one concept, the Supreme or the God, which has so many opinions, so many ideas. Many could be contradictory also. Many contradictory, opposing ideas. But now, for the purpose of this Rajyoga meditation, we have to clarify who is that Supreme, because the aim of this meditation is to connect with the Supreme. Because Supreme is a source of infinite energies, infinite powers. Only when you connect with the Supreme, the energy starts to flow. But the problem is, if you don't have the right understanding, if the right connection is not established, then the power does not flow. That is why it is so important to understand this concept accurately. And I feel this is the most important concept after the soul. So, now who is God? See, let us simplify it. God is one person. I'm sure you'll all agree with it. Before that, even before we start with it, let us do one more exercise. You have a friend. What qualities would you expect from a good friend? If some of you could just kindly type in the chat, what qualities you expect from a good friend? You want a good friend, what qualities do you expect from him? If you want, I can start. I would like a friend who can be reliable at all times. So just you can type in what qualities would you like. Trustworthy, yes. Trustworthy friend. Supportive, yes. Supportive, understanding, caring, loving, be there with us at all times, joyful, someone who knows us and still accepts us and gives us full trust. Yes, that is what we expect. Who is always optimistic. Yes, this is what we expect. Yes, this is very natural expectation, nothing wrong. And what else do we expect? Ideal friend, we expect them to be unconditional. Whatever our state of mind, we expect that we should get something positive from them. Optimistic, unconditional. Yes. Now, we expect them to be faithful. Yes. Now, let us unconditional love, always good. Now, let us look at it. Am I such a friend? Can I be such a friend with all these qualities? Can I be a friend? A good friend who is unconditional, who always can give unconditional love, who is always optimistic, who is always joyful. Can I be such a friend? Let's just think about it. Can I be such a friend? Yes, somebody would like to speak. I think Supriya unmuted herself.
Share our grief and joy anytime.
Anytime, yes. Yes. See, somebody said, when I asked, can we be such a friend with all these qualities? Somebody said in the chat, no, it's not possible because we have human limitations. Very well said. That is correct. And we can also never find such a person or such a friend who have all these qualities what you are describing, who is always giving, who is always trustworthy, who is always optimistic, who is always unconditional. It's not possible for any human being to have all these qualities. But these are the qualities we are looking for, actually. So there is one person who has all these qualities. That is definitely the Supreme. So I use this word Supreme interchangeably with God, Supreme and God. And let us get more details into it. Okay, so all these optimistic, positive qualities, God is source of all of them. And He's an ocean of all positive qualities. But before that, whom can we call God? Who is that person whom we can call God? There are certain qualifications for somebody to be called God. These are universally accepted qualities. It is not pertaining to any religion. These are universal. Only such a person can be called God. God is not the one who belongs to Hindus. He's not the one who belongs to other religions. No. God, 5 qualifications somebody has to have to be called the Supreme or the God. First, He is universal. He is Father of entire humanity. He doesn't just belong to one group or one religion or one country, nothing like that. He is the Father of entire humanity. He is universal. Father of all souls. Such a soul only can be called Supreme. That is one. Second quality for somebody to be called, second qualification I can say, for somebody to be called God is he's beyond the cycle of birth and death. He's beyond the cycle of birth and death. Third, he's a world benefactor. I'll explain this a little. He's a world benefactor means he is one soul who helps all other souls in the world, who only gives benefit. There's a nicer word in Hindi. In English, it is called benefactor, but in Hindi, there's a very nice word. It is called kalyankari, who only does good and who only does good without any return of the good. First, he's universal, he's Father of humanity. Second, he's beyond the cycle of birth and death. Third, he's a world benefactor. He does good to all the souls on the earth, to all the souls. Fourth, he's Nirakara. He does not have body. He's not a bodily being. No, he's Nirakara. No bodily being can ever be called God. Fifth, he's Abhokta. He is Abhokta. Abhokta means who is above the experience of law of karma. This is the biggest difference between souls and the Supreme Soul. We are bound by law of karma. You do good, you get good. Even if you don't want, you do something without any expectations, still you're bound to get it. You cannot run away from it. You do good, you'll get good. You do bad, you'll get the return of it. But God is the one who does good, but he does not need any return of it. And he does not want also, and he does not take it also. He's beyond that. That's why he's called Abhokta. So these are the universal qualities accepted by all religions, in fact. See, being in India, most of us coming from Hindu background, we are tuned, or we have this image in our heads. The minute we think of God, we have so many devtas in our religion. We think probably Sri Krishna, probably Sri Ram is God, but these are all body. Let us take one example of Sri Krishna. Does he fit into these 5 qualifications? First, is he accepted by entire humanity as a supreme? Is he accepted, Sri Krishna? No. No. So the first qualification itself is not there. Second, above birth and death cycle. He has a body. He is not corporeal. And also in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, he is shown to do certain things. So he does not clearly fall into this category. So God is someone who is universal, who does not have a physical body, who is Nirakar, who is point of light. So, but every religion accepts this in different ways. Every religion accepts God, but they have different names. That is why it became confusing. That is why we lost that oneness. God is one, but we could not connect it because each religion has given a different name. Let us start with in Quran. God is called Allah. How is Allah described? Ek Ruhani Noor, a spiritual point of light. And so many beautiful qualities of Allah are described in Quran. 1600 different names are given to Allah in Quran. One is called Rahman, the compassionate one. Like that, there are so many names of Allah, the supreme point. And let us come to Hindu religion. Which God has no form in Hindu religion? Who is that God who does not have a physical form? Shiva. Shiva is the one who has Jyotirling. See, if you look at India, in India, somebody rightly typed it as Shiv. Yeah, that's correct. See, if you look at oldest temples in India, the oldest temples of India, most of them are Shiva temples. All these Jyotirlingam temples. It is called Jyotirlingam because God is light. He's a supreme light. How the soul is, same God is also like that. But what is the difference between God and us, rest of souls? Is we take this costume, God doesn't. We have limitations, He doesn't. We keep changing, He doesn't. He's constant. These are some of the differences. And we have limited qualities, He has unlimited qualities. He is ocean of love. Can we call any person ocean of love? It's far from that. Ocean of peace, ocean of wisdom. He's ocean in every quality. So now in meditation, why this concept is so important is, in meditation, when you sit and remember Him as a point of light, as your supreme parent. See, God, you can have any relationship with Him. He can be a friend. You can think of Him as your friend. You can think of Him as your parent, as your guide, as your teacher, anything. But the important thing is how you remember Him. You are a point of light. He is also a point of light sitting in Paramdham. And as His child, you are absorbing His energies. See, there's a very deep principle you have to understand. Two equal things. The energy flows between two equal things. I can give you an example which can help you understand this better. Suppose you want electricity to flow. I have two live wires and I want to join them. So what is the process? First, we remove the insulation for both, and the inside copper wires, bare wires, you join them. Then the power flows. If you join with the insulation, for one you remove, for the other you don't, power doesn't flow. Similarly, though God is our parent, He has everything, why is that we are not able to experience Him? It's because we are not connecting with Him. To connect to Him, first we have to also think of ourselves as a soul, and we need to have the right introduction of who He is. That is the most important thing. Once you know who He is, you remember Him in the accurate form, then the energy flows instantly. You will start to experience. It takes a little while to start, but with practice, you can experience this. So that is the purpose of this meditation, is to forge that relationship, that connection, and experience that relationship. See, for any relationship, even if it's your own daughter, you have to maintain that relationship, right? It can't be one-sided. It has to be two-sided, right? It has to be maintained. Relationships needs effort. They need time. They need attention. Otherwise, that relationship doesn't exist. So you say God is your father and you never even remember Him. And we do not even know how to do it. Then experience of it and what you get from it is a very far-fetched thing. Anybody has any questions at this point? Because this is not a complex thing. This is a very simple concept to understand and very helpful in meditation. Any questions so far? I'm going to unmute everyone, and anybody who has a question can please ask. Or type.
Connecting.
Yeah.
Connecting is a very difficult task.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that is disturbed.
Okay. Connection is difficult, and now that connection is disturbed between us. Yes, fully agree. Fully agree. Okay, and okay, let us take this up. Okay, I'm going to just mute so that we have no other disturbance from other backgrounds. See, I will tell you one very interesting story. See, one person wanted to meet Mahatma Gandhi. He knows sin. Nowadays we have internet, we have newspapers, we have, you can, Google and find out, get the name and details of any person we want. But in earlier times, go back 100 years back, unless you meet a person personally, you will not know who he is. Though you happen to meet him randomly, you will not know unless you're introduced. Parichay jab tak nahi hoga, then you will not know who it is. There's a very interesting real story. One person, he wanted to meet Mahatma Gandhi. So in those days, it was announced that so and so date Mahatma Gandhi is coming to this place, and there's a big Sanman program for him. There's a big congregation, and he would be attending that. So that man is very eager to go and meet Mahatma Gandhi. So he gets into the train to reach that place. It's an overnight journey, and there's an old man sitting beside him. And guess who that is? That is Mahatma Gandhi. He's also going to that place, same place. But he doesn't know that it is Mahatma Gandhi because he has no introduction. He knows Mahatma Gandhi is coming to that place, but he never imagined Mahatma Gandhi is traveling with him in the same coach, beside him. He doesn't know, poor thing. So he gets little irritated with that old man. He thinks he's not even wearing the shirt. Huh? The way he's sleeping, it is touching his feet are touching me. He gets little irritated and pushes him. I think this man, he gets irritated about him, everything about him. He doesn't even guess that it could be Mahatma Gandhi, because though they are side by side, there's an infinite distance between them. Though the distance between them is not even 1 feet, there's an infinite distance. That's a distance of knowledge. That's a distance of knowledge. So the distance of knowledge, pehchan ki duri, that can be covered only by knowledge. It is not the physical distance, it's a distance of knowledge. So the real stories like this. Let me complete. So next day, the station arrives. So he runs, this man is going towards, Mahatma Ji is also going towards the door to get out. And there's huge crowd waiting there to put garland. And this man, he pushes Mahatma Gandhi. He says, no, I have to go and meet Mahatma Gandhi. You move. He pushes him and he runs ahead. And then slowly Mahatma Gandhi gets down and everybody puts garland. And this guy is confused. Why is everybody garlanding this old man? Then later he realizes that this was Mahatma Gandhi. Then he feels so bad. I was traveling with him all night and I didn't realize whom I was traveling with. So the purpose of this example was to have connection with any person, you need knowledge. उसकी पहचान की जरूरत है. Without that, the distance between you is infinite. You can never bridge the distance without knowledge. This is called distance of knowledge. And also there's one more. There are many such distances. One of the distances is distance of place. See, I'm in Hyderabad. I want to meet Modi ji. He's in Delhi. It's not possible that, okay, in absence of technology, I have to go to him, then it's possible to meet with appointment, all of that. Then next is distance of time. This is a physical distance. This is also distance of time. See, I want to meet Mahatma Gandhi, say, today I go to Porbandar and I search for Mahatma Gandhi. He lived in Porbandar at one point, but today he is not there. How much ever I search for him, I will not find him today. He was there 150 years back, 100 years back. So what is the distance between us? It's a distance of time which I can never bridge. Never can I bridge. I can never beat him. Finished. That opportunity is gone for good. It is such a distance which cannot be bridged. It's a distance of time. And there's another distance. It's a distance of religion, they say. See, suppose I strongly believe that God can be found only in Hindu religion. This is ultimate, there's nothing beyond. Or God can be found only in Christianity. This is the only way to. So then also you're limiting yourself. So all these, even religions acts as a distance in helping us to reach God. So now, to be able to experience God, the first example what I said is you need to know the true introduction of God. See, now I'm able to see all those who have videos on. You're able to see me, right? Tomorrow you see me on the road, you see me at a shop, you will probably recognize me. I will recognize you. But if you had seen me 1 week back, could you have recognized me? No. Because at that point, we were not introduced to each other. We didn't know each other. The minute we know each other, there's a connection formed. I will talk to you, you will talk to me, and tomorrow you don't come, I will think about you. 2 days back, would I be thinking about you? Why you didn't come? Why you didn't attend the class today? It's not possible. I cannot even remember. I cannot even think about you. Only once I have the introduction, it is very natural that I think about you. Same thing with God. Only when you get the true introduction about Him, true understanding about Him, that your communication with Him starts. And the communication with God is something not an ordinary thing. It is something so powerful, yet very easy. Yet very easy. The distance is zeroed the minute you know the introduction of Him. He's available, that's it. Mahatma Gandhi, right beside, if he knew that, he was available. He didn't know, he's not available. Same thing. You have introduction of God, he's available. That's it. So it is, knowledge is such a powerful tool to be able to reach God, to be able to forge that connection with Him. Right? So today you had the introduction of God. So now let me complete the introduction. I just stopped it at the God who has no form in Hindu religion, that is Shiva. See, this word Shiva is a Sanskrit word which has two meanings. The first meaning is Shiva means point, dot. That is called Shiva. And also the second meaning is Shiva means, first is dot, second it means Shiva means Kalyankari, who is world benefactor. See, all the names what Shiva has, they're all Gunvachak names. They are all based on his qualities. Like how I mentioned in Quran, God has so many names based on his qualities, like Rahman and things like that. Even in Indian philosophy, in Hindu philosophy, we also gave names on the similar logic. Let us look at Jyotirlingams. What are the names of Jyotirlingams? Amarnath, Vishwanath, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Somnath, Pashupatinath, Babulnath, Kashi Vishwanath, Rameshwaram. There are many such Jyotirlingams, right? So you think these are random names? These are not random names at all. They have a lot of significance of his qualities. Let me just mention one or two in the interest of time. Amarnath, let's take Amarnath. Amarnath means who's beyond birth and death. Amar, that's the quality of God, right? Next, let us look at Somnath. Som, the word Som means nectar, the one who gives nectar of knowledge. Somnath. Then Pashupatinath, that's a very interesting name, isn't it? How can Shiva be given name as Pashupatinath? Nowhere he's shown with animals. Why did he get that name Pashupatinath? He has ability to transform an intellect which has become as degraded as an animal into divine. That's one of the meaning. Same Babulnath also means something very similar. So each of these names actually signify his qualities. So let us move to, say, Christianity now. Even in Christianity, Jesus Christ, he always said, I'm the messenger of God, I'm God's child. He never said, I'm God. He said, God is light. So all these religious people, all these so-called, religious founders, they always pointed to God. They never said, I'm God. But over time, we idealized them. But their original message was towards the Supreme. So this makes it clear that the Supreme is the Father of humanity. He is one who has multiple names based on his attributes, based on his qualities. So that is, we call him Shiva. Shiva is that incorporeal supreme soul who is the father of all souls. Now, the beauty of Shiva or God, the supreme soul, is his qualities are never get exhausted. Never. He is always like an ocean. From ocean, how much ever water you take, still it is, you cannot exhaust it. Similarly, God is also like that. He's an inexhaustible sources of energy, powers, qualities. So in meditation, when you connect to him, those qualities also get charged. Now, yesterday we understood that these 7 qualities, when they get discharged, then the soul becomes unstable. The minute it starts to get unstable, all negative tendencies start very easily. You get irritable, you get anger, you have greed, you have ego. All of this happens because these qualities have reduced. Now, our aim is to replenish these qualities. So, you can replenish these qualities by having the connection with the powerhouse that is the Supreme. So, are you happy with the introduction of God? Who is God? Is it clear? Are you happy that you could get the introduction of, we all know, but not to this clarity. This is so beautifully taught at Brahma Kumaris. This is something which attracted me very much when I first heard this. Okay, now let us sit for meditation. It's time to meditate. Now let us try and experience God. Let us see how we can experience God. Okay, sit comfortably. See, when you're a small child, just a small example, your neighbor's child also comes to neighbor's child comes to your house. You have your child, neighbor's child comes. Those 2 children are sitting together. And you will notice that in half an hour time, they become friends. They talk to each other, whatever in their language, which is understandable to each other. They become friends, right? Did you teach your child how to make friend? Did you teach them? Is it possible to teach? You can't teach. It is very natural for us to forge relationships. Very natural. All you need is you need to introduce. Leave 2 kids together, they'll become friends. Right? So don't get confused. Oh, when I sit in meditation, okay, now I know God is my father. What should I talk to him? I can't teach you what you have to talk to him. That is something you should try and experiment. Because after all, he's our father, your father, everyone's father. Yeah? It's very difficult for us to train. I can only lead you to there, but what you want from him, it's your own personal thing. What you want to share with him, it's your personal thing. It need not be shared with anyone else. It's your personal. So, with this, let us sit comfortably. Focus. Turn your thoughts onto the center of the forehead. Look at yourself as a tiny point of light. Shining star, a diamond in the center of the forehead. Now, with the wings of understanding, I fly in an instant into the soul world. It is my home. It's my original home, from where I started my journey into this physical world. where I got this physical costume, where my journey started from my home, from that sweet, silent world, Param Dham, Shanti Dham. It is my home and also the home of my beloved Supreme Father Shiva, God, whichever name I choose to call him. So, Shiva, today I choose to call him as a father. So, I call him Shiv Baba. He's my father. He is also a tiny point of light, bright, brighter than thousand suns. Who has the brightest light shining with all the qualities. He's the ocean of love. As I move closer towards my Supreme, he's like a sun, sun of all qualities. As I move closer to that sun, the Supreme Sun, my Supreme Father, I experience that unconditional love. His love makes me shine, makes me feel belonged, makes me very comforted, makes me very energized, makes me free of all negativity. It deeply, deeply satisfies me. I feel so close, so belonged, the truest sense of belonging. That ocean of love, ocean of peace, the waves of peace are flowing into me. I feel as though I'm bathed in love, in peace, in power. I'm absorbed in this experience. The quality of unconditional love is so endearing, so fulfilling, so empowering. I have a beautiful heart to heart conversation with my Supreme Parent, whose introduction I have got after a very long time, for whom I have been searching. Okay, now let's come back after getting fully recharged with these powerful waves of peace, of love, of power. And let me try and get back to this experience a couple of times each day. The best time is in the morning after you wake up, few times during the day, and definitely before you sleep in the night. They say that when you sleep in the night, you leave all the baggage. Remember him and then go to bed. That's one of the good practices to empower the mind. Okay, so any questions? We would end today's session here, and tomorrow we have a very, very interesting lesson, law of karma. It's a very interesting lesson to understand, and I'm sure there'll be many, many questions tomorrow. Okay, any questions? Good, then see you all tomorrow.